welcome back to Tarot and Chill. My name's Nisha, and this is a pick a card reading to find out what your future self would tell you. I've got 3 groups for you to choose from today. Group 1 is the Amethyst, Group 2 is the red Jasper, and Group 3 is the black Obsidian. Please pause the video now if you need to take a moment to make your choice, otherwise I'll see you in your reading. All the timestamps will be below. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button, leave me a comment to let me know how it resonates for you, and subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Also, if you'd like a personal reading, the information will be linked below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in your reading. This reading is for you if you chose the Amethyst. Let's see what cards you have. From the Black Moon Astrology cards, you have Second House, Owning. From the Sacred Destiny Oracle, you have Change and Freedom. And then from the Radiant Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot, you have the Seven of Cups reversed, the Three of Wands, and the King of Cups. It seems like there's a big change coming with regards to who owns what and what is available to you and what you have to choose from. And I feel like your future is going to look very different as a result of what happens. So your future self would tell you something like, don't try and decide right now because the options you have right now are not the ones you're actually trying to look for. And it seems like something else is becoming available in the future that's more what you need. Feels like it's only a matter of time. But also there's kind of like a ticking time bomb from somebody just not choosing anything, and I feel like you just need to choose something and commit to the choice. And just wait and wait for what happens. And be sensitive to cues from the environment that things are going to change. It feels like you need to wait for the moment when it's time to act. Like you can have a plan, but it's not really good to try and rush the moving forwards process. Like your plan might be something like stand here and wait for a boat that you can board. There's no point in you now like rushing around and going elsewhere. You just have to stand there and wait for your boat, but the boat is not going to come until the boat comes. And I feel like for somebody it's a bit of a difficult situation because you've kind of basically given yourself, or you are going to have to give yourself, or there are no options. And then you end up with just like a choice that you have to wait for and you have to plan for. And you have to just do what you have to do in preparation for the time when it's time to act. When it's time to act, there's going to be a kind of message that comes to you, and it might just be a date. It might be just like a reminder on your phone that says, must phone so-and-so this Wednesday, or pay this amount of money that you owe for this, or you don't get any other jobs but you only get one job, and that job's the one that's like, hello, we'd like to offer you the job. It starts in 3 weeks, and you just have to start in 3 weeks. There's nothing you can do until the 3 weeks pass and the job's ready to start. Then you just have to get up and go, and that's the cue. The cue is like, it's the day, it's the time, you have to go now. So just try and be sensitive and on the watch. But I feel like someone might have a problem where it's like, you're trying to afford a watch, but you don't really have like a home or somewhere to live. And it feels like a bit silly because you can't afford the home security system you need to have protection over a house that contains a watch that costs how much you're trying to buy a watch for. And I feel like there's a shift going on with people's material situation. It's not just yours, it's lots of people's. But basically, if you're watching this reading, if you're on the top of the pyramid right now, if you have more money than everyone else put together, you're like one of the 1%. Who own like mansions and you have £1 million in your savings and your current account, and there's another account with £1 billion in it. You're kind of the person who should have paid for personal readings all the time. I'm going to still talk to you, but to be honest, what you're going to find is your time's running out. Like the properties that you haven't really paid for but you own, I'm going to say 2 properties or 3 properties, like you haven't actually paid for them, have you? Like you have very high interest rates on your mortgage. And honestly, there's loads of people in your position and the banks are just waiting to grab you because the banks don't have that much money. They really don't, and I don't know who you're trying to borrow it from, but it's like people with less. And you didn't notice, like you didn't even appreciate it. You didn't appreciate anything. You just thought, oh, which of my mansions should I stay in today? I can't decide. Maybe I'll go on holiday. And actually you're just wasting your money on property that you couldn't afford, didn't make you happy, and could have fit, like, to be honest, the houses that you have could have housed about 80 people. and you don't realize how it could house 80 people, but it's like a shelter, it's like a squat. Like, you basically don't pay the interest rate somebody. Your house gets repossessed, you just don't know what to do, you don't know what to do, you don't know what to do, until one day you just lose all your possessions in your house. And you notice the neighborhood crackheads coming to the house and just living there. And you won't know how there's 85 of them in your house that you used to stay in on your own. But it kind of feels like one of those things where you end up in a box room that you can afford that's like £800 a month. And you don't have to pay your £1,600 a month mortgage anymore. And you can imagine a future where you've actually got savings and you don't have a stupid house full of shit that you didn't even need to buy in the first place. And likewise, if you're currently on the bottom and you're looking for pennies on the ground, I feel like you might find more than a penny. You might find something that's like, for example, you have £800, which is like, for example, in the UK, universal credit. If you're like really quite young, you might get £800 universal credit. And you find that there's a house for sale at auction. And we've had this reading before, but that's serious. I feel like for you, someone who doesn't have enough pennies for even 1 month's rent, like you can't even afford £800 a month rent because £800 is all you have. So you're looking for a rent that's like 500, 6, maybe 7 at a push. Oh, will you be able to afford food and travel on 100? No. Will you be able to afford to get to work every day if you got a job? No, but there's no other option. Is there another option? Find a penny, pick it up all day long, you'll have good luck. For someone, it's like you're finding a key to a mansion. You're finding a lottery ticket that's a winning one or something, and you don't have to choose. It's not a decision you have to make. It's kind of just like keep your eye out and just be sensitive. And when the time comes, I feel like you're going to know, and it's not really like a lottery win. It's more just like a helpful thing that happens that just takes you away from problems. I do feel like lots of you on the bottom will find that you can climb up. It's because like one rich person gets really, really, really bad in their financial situation and they owe too much money and they end up on the bottom. And their things just get like distributed amongst the community, and it's like suddenly each of you have £100,000. Because this one rich person doesn't have loads of debt anymore, and you're not like losing money and having a bad economy because this rich person's in loads of debt. So I hope you know it might not feel like that grateful. You might not feel that grateful for it. But it is like someone's house is foreclosed and it's like £300. You just pay £300 once and that's your house. And you're going to be grateful for it, aren't you? They weren't. Oh, isn't that sad? Like, they weren't grateful and the universe thought they needed a change. So they're going to be like everyone else now. Like, they were jealous of your shoes and stuff. They thought your trainers looked better than theirs. So now they're going to be homeless and they can have that cool homeless aesthetic they were trying to appropriate. That cool working class aesthetic or whatever. I'm not going to lie, it feels like the have and have-nots in this community right now. There's somebody where it's like you're trying to look for a specific place. It's maybe like you're torn between two really tiny bedrooms, like bed sits. Actually, I feel like if you just wait, it's like 1 month or less. There's a really nice like 3-bedroom flat or a big studio flat or a big room that's like both of them put together and another one and another one. If you just wait, it's just the right moment. You have to just wait for your moment. Wait for your moment and act. And it's good for you to set on what your vision is and kind of be waiting for what happens and what comes. But also do know that sometimes there's no option right now and you have to kind of just decide that they're not worth looking at those options and wait for the other options to come and be sensitive and be tuned in. So I hope you enjoyed the reading. Thank you for watching. Someone your mansion is getting foreclosed on and 2 people will live there and love it. For somebody, you're not going to be doing your job anymore and 2 people will do it and get your salary and find that they feel richer than you did with your... Like, say you got $600,000 a year. Your job's going to be shared by 2 people who get $300,000 each. And they're going to feel richer than you felt when you got $600,000 because they're grateful and you're not. So I hope you know that some people are going to find that their luck changes. And I hope that most of you know your luck is going to be changing for the better. Because, yeah, I feel like most of you don't come for private readings. So therefore, I'm assuming you're not a billionaire. I'm assuming you're not a rich person. I'm assuming you don't have anything going spare. And I'm assuming that you're kind of like just barely hanging in each month trying to pay for your car. Someone has something decision made like don't pay for your car anymore and just wait for public transport. And it saves you so much money that you stop stressing. So I feel like there are some decisions that your higher self and your future self just want you to make. that stop you from stressing. And for someone, it's like being homeless for a month and just not paying rent and going and hitchhiking a ride here and there. I know that's really random, but for someone, I do feel like that's the answer for you. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the reading. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. Leave me a comment to let me know how it resonated for you. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Check out the other content on my channel if you're interested. And if you're a rich person, before you go broke, you should try and get a tarot reading. You might find it better than everything else you spend your money on that's going to be probably foreclosed and left outside for the bailiff. So I hope you enjoyed the reading. Thank you for watching. Bye. This reading is for you who chose the red Jasper. Let's see what cards you have. From the Black Moon Astrology cards, you have Grand Cross, Provoker. From the Sacred Destiny Oracle, you have Release. And Solitude. And from the Radiant Rider-Waite Smith Tarot, you have the Ace of Pentacles. The Magician Reversed. And the Fool. This one's nice. I feel like your future self wants to tell you something like, stop trying, it's all in hand. You've got what you need already. You don't need to keep trying so hard. You don't need to lie. You don't need to scam. You don't need to steal. You don't need to put in too much effort to anything. It's more like focus on the basics, like focus what you've already got. I feel like for someone, it's like you want to go out and try and find groceries to make like a 3-course meal that's really fancy. But actually, do you need all that? You don't need all that, do you? Have you got eggs in the house or like bread? You've got something, you've got like sausages and beans, and you could make like a really delicious, that sounds nice, doesn't it? Like fry up. Like you could just make like a nice fry up, or like you want to go out and get an egg McMuffin, but you could make an egg McMuffin at your house. Like you have everything you need to make everything you need. And you need to let go of the expectation to get more, or for things to go exactly your way more. Because I feel like actually what you're in the process of doing right now is just like stumbling across what you need. It's very natural. Like imagine if you're a hunter-gatherer, please, for me. Imagine you're not a modern human. Imagine all you have is fresh air. You don't have to do anything except find food and maybe stay safe from like an animal. Like if there's like a big wild boar that tries to come and attack you, you may find that ends up being your dinner if you accidentally have to like, oops, sorry, I don't want to kill the wild boar, but you keep trying to kill me. It's like one of those things where it's not like you planned anything, but it just happened and then you got your dinner. And I don't really propose like eating wild boar, but also if the wild boar tries to kill you and you end up eating the wild boar, I find that fair. Like he tried to eat you, you ate him, all right. It feels like you're just kind of like waiting for the leaves to fall down and waiting for the wind to blow and waiting for your boat to just like travel along the current to where you need it to go. The more you're trying to force things and put in effort, I hate to say this to you guys, but you're not that clever, like you're not that smart actually. You're kind of a beginner, you're kind of stupid, you're kind of a fool, and you don't actually do things very well when you try and plan. Like actually your plans are stupid, your work is not very good, you try too hard at the wrong things, and you don't realize you're just kind of stupid and you don't need to try so hard. Like stop it. What are you trying to do? Make money? Do you need money? You have money. Like for someone it's like you have 60 million pounds and you're trying to make more money, and it's like you don't even enjoy your money. Like you don't even have fun, and it's just not helpful for you. It feels like time for you to do a different thing than what you were doing and create something different from what you were creating. And just try something different in a different direction. And I feel like you need to go against everyone else, but it's like with the current and with the wind. It's like everyone else is fighting against the wind and fighting against the current, but you're just like, oh, well, I guess I'll fall into whatever I'm falling into. It's kind of like you get lucky. Your future self wants to know that you are quite lucky and you don't actually have to try. And I feel like the more you're trying, the more you're running across problems and like banging your head against the wall, and it feels like you just need to let go. And once you let go, you'll find like, oh yeah, I actually have what I need. Like, oh yeah, I'm actually okay. Like I can pay rent every month and I eat every month and I have like a safe place to stay and I have food, and other than that I don't need anything, and I have like a really sweet pet puppy. It feels like when you change your goals in life to just like, have you got enough for today? You do. Well, tomorrow's a new day and you can worry about that tomorrow, okay? So don't worry about your tomorrow, just enjoy today. Eat the food in front of you today. There's something in your cupboard already. I keep needing to say that to somebody. It's like you have your target on something and it's just not good. It's like it's too much effort. Like you want to go for a long walk to the supermarket to pick up groceries. And I'm sorry we've already said this, but it is just like a real waste of your energy because like what you want you might already have in the house. What you want's not as delicious as what you have in the house, or what you want will cost you money, which means you have to work more hours. And it's like, yes, you who've just tried to get food to replenish your energy, you now want to spend your energy working. And I honestly feel like it's not just you, it's like a society problem. Like, are we all insane? Are we all a bit insane? Like someone you can just live somewhere where it's like you live somewhere like Cambodia and it's warm and you can sleep on the beach and trees have fruit and it's like papayas or something and they just fall to the ground sometimes and you might see an orangutan just like pick up the fruit and start munching it and just wander off. You might think, hey, that looks easy. I wonder how much money I need to live like this. The answer is zero. If you already live in the place, listen, the answer is zero. You don't need anything. Do you need anything? How much did you just worry about money for the last 6 months when you could have just eaten food and slept? I know. Your future self really wants you to know that it's just so basic. Like, what you're concerned about is like really, 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 really not necessary. And you should just go back to the basics, like back to like elementary school, what you worried about, which was like, did you eat today? Did you remember to pack the bag with your homework in it? And it's not really trying to get more money and trying to rule the world and trying to impress people. You should stop trying to impress people and even yourself. Do you need to be impressed with yourself? It's a bit narcissistic to be impressed with yourself, isn't it? Yes, it's narcissistic, and yes, you're narcissistic, and we're all narcissistic. And actually, it's good to feel like you're the man who knows nothing, because that's the wisest man or woman in the room, the one that's like, I don't know, I fucking don't know either, I'm stupid too. And actually, that's the kind of attitude where you start getting like, please, I know nothing. Please, God, please give me something because I don't have anything and I don't know. That's when you might start to receive things easier. And I do feel like the intention and the energy that you're putting into something is like misdirected and misguided. And there's a way of doing things that's like flow state and it's just really easy. It's like, what should I eat today? Well, what do I have right in front of me? This, I'll just eat that. Now I feel quite good. I wonder what will I do today? I guess I'll just see where I go. Oh, where I went was quite fun. Instead of like, I need to make a plan right now. Oh my God, my plan's not going right. Oh my God, what if this, what if this, what if this, what if I can't do this? Blah, 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 need to get this, need to... Stop it. It's a waste of your energy. I feel like there's a brand new day for you and you're going to get some more money. But it's just kind of like you're not meant to worry about that. Like, can you just feed yourself and get a roof over your head? Because for someone it's like, no, and that's the reason you need more money. But actually, is it? Because there might be something like, hey, there's like someone who you don't know is having a room you can stay in for free, who's really lovely and will just feed you. Or you could just go and sleep in a cave and find that there's like a bush of fruit outside and you just don't need to work or do anything anymore because you just sleep in a cave. I know that seems really bizarre and out there, but I feel like your future self wants you to be open to changing everything and just thinking like, yes, we've been here before as a human species where we just didn't have anything. And we just didn't have anything except maybe a cave to sleep in, maybe a boat that you made. And it's good to be open to like nothingness. And to be a blank canvas, like your future self feels like they know less than what you think you know. They kind of feel open and stupid in a good way. Like, please fill me with knowledge. Please help me. Please show me what to do because I don't know. And that's kind of helping your future self get more money. Like, you're not trying to be the teacher or the trainer or the instructor or the one who's like leading. It's more like you're just okay with whatever happens. You just go wherever it's okay for you to go and you just try and see and fail and succeed and fail and don't really care about the outcome. That feels much better for you than clinging on to what you think you're meant to be doing or how much money you think you're meant to be making or how you're meant to look or how many people you're meant to be impressing, how many impressions you've got, how many followers you've got. It just feels like someone's just really focused on the wrong things. And the target for you should just be safety, security. Have you eaten today? Are you safe? Have you got a nice place to stay? That's it. And I really feel like you're going to get something really nice for you. Once you release your expectations of what you think you should get, or what you want, or what you're trying to get, it feels like lack of trying. And just being open to whatever and just taking what you can get feels much better for you, and releasing expectations. And being okay with being alone and not impressing anyone, and being okay with a friend coming for a while and leaving, and being okay with a job being there for a while and then not being there, or being okay with a crop growing for only a season and then that crop's not there the next season and you can't eat, say, okra anymore because you have to eat, I don't know, something else that grows like butter beans instead of okra. And I'm sorry if you can't have your okra this season because it doesn't grow. But the butter beans are nice too, right? And I'm sorry if it's just not what you want, but just take it anyway because it's better than nothing. And for some of you, nothing's better than something. And you might realize why nothing's better than something soon, because it's just like, oh, this is free. This is nice. This is just me in my own space, being myself, not worrying about anything except have I eaten today. How nice. I don't have to impress anyone. I don't have to be famous. I don't have to want for anything. It feels so good for you. And I do feel like there's a baby coming for somebody and you don't try, it's not wanted. It's not in special demand for you, like you weren't planning to have a child. You weren't trying, you didn't intend to be in a commitment and living with your partner, but you just ended up happening to fall across someone and fall in love and just end up moving in with them and getting married and having a baby. So don't try too hard, because I feel like you might try for something that's not really good for you and what happens is better. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the reading. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. Leave me a comment to let me know how it resonated for you. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Check out the other content on my channel if you're interested. And if you'd like a personal reading, the information would be below. Thank you for watching and I hope to see you again soon. Bye. This reading is for you if you chose the Black Obsidian. Let's see what cards you have. From the Black Moon Astrology cards, you have Aquarius. I know. From the Sacred Destiny Oracle, you have Flexibility. From the Radiant Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot, you have the Page of Wands, the Four of Swords, and the Star. I'm seeing your future self is feeling like it's time for you to be very open to things, and open to change, and open to starting new. But I also feel like there's maybe a need for you to rest right now. And you might be really wanting to start new things. And I'm seeing for somebody, it's like you want to go out and party. You want to get dressed up and you want to find a mate or a date for the night. You want to maybe get some dick or get some pussy or something. And it feels like you're maybe getting a bit too, for someone, you're getting a bit too attached to one person and the idea of this one person. And it's like there's one person who's good looking and everything, but I feel like they're not even that good to you, and you might be needing to be like ready to think about maybe leaving that situation, because it's not really like a relationship, it's like a situationship, or like a friends with benefits, or like a fuck buddy. And I feel like it might be time for you to maybe think about just protecting and preserving your own energy from this person, because I am seeing for somebody you're like sleeping around with a lot of people, and you're probably a bit of a party animal, and you do try and give the dick to everyone. You try and give the dick to every girl and maybe every boy and everyone you meet. And I feel like you might be giving yourself something that's like gonna kill you in 4 days. And I hate to say it like that, but it's like that serious, like a new chlamydia or something. I don't want to say this to be mean or anything. It's more like for you to maybe change your approach to thinking maybe it's good to hold out for the right person. Like I feel like the people you've been dating or dealing with are not that fun long term. Like they are kind of temporary, and you maybe see them for a one night stand and you don't want to speak to them again. You're just ignoring their messages and trying to sleep off the hangover. And I feel like actually you could have a vision for your life that's a bit more positive. Your future self has given up on like the playerisms. Your future self hung up the player belt long ago. and really just feels like they may have done themselves in, like they feel like a car crash victim. Their bones hurt. They feel like their boner hurts, and they don't get the gorgeous girl who's like a supermodel, who they met and they know, and she just doesn't want to do anything with anyone because she's like celibate. And there is this message coming through of like, you're an Aquarius, this person's an Aquarius. She's gorgeous, you're gorgeous, but it's like you look good on the surface, but once someone gets to know you, you seem like an immature party boy. And she seems really mature and classy and glamorous, and even better when you dig deep under her surface, it's like even more beautiful. Like you would have assumed she's got a bad side. She doesn't, it's just more greatness. Like that's all you find. You don't dig deep and find dirt. She doesn't have dirt on her. And it's unfortunate for you because it's your type. That's your type. She's perfect for you. But you don't get her because you are kind of dirty and a bit cheap and a bit cheesy and a bit of a slut. And I'm going to be honest, it's like your party days are not actually giving you anything that rewards you long term. Even if you're like a famous person and you're trying to network and you think it's good for your image and you think you're not meant to be tied down or something, you're not meant to be right now. Like there's no one for you right now. But there is a dream goals person, and the dreams goals person's not meant to be the right now, Mr. Right Now, Mrs. Right Now. They're meant to be someone who you imagine as someone who helps you. I'm hearing they help you make the earth better for yourself and others. They help you make your life better. They help you feel better. They help you be a better person. They make life seem better for other people. They do something helpful. And you do something helpful when you're with them and you don't feel like staying in bed hungover all day. It's more like for someone you do need to quit drinking, and in the future you do quit drinking. And you feel way better for it. You feel more attractive. You feel fuller when you eat and you don't feel overfull ever. And you like your body better and you like your environment better. You like where you live better. And it's just a bit difficult right now because I feel like it's kind of good for you to be young and flexible and be open to communicating with different people and be open to going on dates with different people, to getting to know different people, and to be open to exploring new places. That's all really good for you. It's exactly what you need, actually. It's not good for you to be old and sick of everything or anything like that. It's good for you to be flexible and spontaneous and exploring and having a good time. But it feels like there's no like thinking that happens after. And your future self does think afterwards. It's like they go out and explore. And then they meditate on what they experienced. And they might use some of what they experienced as like goals. And maybe they go to Paris one day, your future self, and start thinking about Paris. And maybe Paris was always the dream location. But when they go there, it feels like really horrible. And the hotel room is feeling like a cell. And maybe on one hand, you can imagine a Paris that you go to one day that's the same Paris. But you have like a better place to stay. It's not like that cold box room that you're staying in. It's more like a palace room that's really gorgeous. And maybe it's not Paris anymore. Once you go to Paris, it's like, Paris is nice. But actually, I think I like Switzerland. And I think I like Bordeaux instead of Paris. It feels like you can be open to deciding no for things and just saying no. And I feel like there's maybe a no that needs to happen for someone with sexual interactions and encounters more. Whereas kind of like you have an intention of maybe sleeping with someone, but you end up just thinking, nope, you're not as pretty as the girl I saw last Tuesday who I didn't sleep with and I said no to, so why would I sleep with you? It's like your standards need to be a bit higher for yourself. And your future self has higher standards. And the high standards mean that they do say no to most things, like most social occasions. They're like, well, that sounds really nice and all, but I'm just so sorry. I've got 4 hours of sleep yesterday and I've got a really big thing tomorrow. I've got a date with the one tomorrow at 9 a.m. So I'm not going to come out drinking with you, stale, smelling of beer old friends who I always go out with and they always seem really immature. And they're not that exciting. Like, are they fun and new? No, there's like a more exciting new person, but you have to prepare yourself for the new person. And there's more exciting new life, but you have to prepare for it. And for someone, you're not young and immature and trying to give your dick or vagina to everyone. It's more like you're really tired and you don't like miss your youth. But you kind of wondered if you did miss it. Like, did you just sleep through when everyone else was doing that because you didn't do it? And you feel like you have got some intelligence, and you're probably Aquarius, and you feel like you kind of know what you're doing. But also I feel like you're missing that dream. Wow, this is a lovely place to stay. What a lovely city I'm visiting, kind of atmosphere about you. Oh, wow, one day in the future I could afford to travel to Tajikistan. I never knew Tajikistan existed. How cool. It feels like it's nice for you to have an atmosphere that's flexible and excitable and ready to maybe think about plans, maybe not as spontaneously as some people, because it does feel like you need to sleep right now. And some spontaneous plans will seem like, oh, cool, yeah, like you're going to Bali next month and you want to know if I can come and it's free. Maybe you do the research and it's like, yes, this is a real trip to Bali. Yes, it's all expenses paid for. And yes, your boss can give you a month off. Or maybe it's like, no, your boss can't give you a month off, and actually it seems like a sex trafficking scheme. And actually it doesn't seem that great. So I feel like for younger people watching, you might want to think about the messages for older people. It's like, yes, you've learned how to say no, and you've learned when things are bad. Don't let that take you away from trying new experiences and saying, hey, actually, this 2-bedroom flat with a bathtub is exactly what I want. And it's not like, oh, I should just stay in my horrible little box room in area you don't like, instead of keeping on looking for a beautiful place in the area you do like. Because for someone, it's like you're still young, but you know so much, like too much, that you know that certain things is like out of your... It's like some things you just don't feel like are possible for you, and you don't feel like you can even try with. Like, next time, maybe another day. That sounds really nice and all, but it's maybe a bit dangerous. I don't know if I'm ready. Not sure if I'm ready. That sounds a bit scary. It feels like you're missing the even openness and potential to still be like fresh enough to even say like, what if it does work out this time? But what if it does go your way this time? But what if this one is the one, though? What if this one's not just a friends with benefits? What if this guy doesn't just want to give you the dick? What if this one is the one? What if this one is not fake? What if this one does have a nice personality? It feels like there's an openness that you can activate, and your future self does have it. But your future self got there after being really tired for ages. Saying no to everything for ages, like, oh, I'm just so tired. And for someone where you do too much, or you're trying to do too much, or you're tempted to even try and do too much, your body might restrict you from doing that by just making you sleep all the time. And I feel like you're going to sleep and sleep and sleep and sleep and sleep and be prevented from acting. Someone, you might even break your leg or something to stop you from doing anything further that's stupid, so that you can just heal on your own. And I do feel like you're just going to heal on your own for ages. And your future self wants you to know that once you heal, this is all going to seem so obvious that you won't know why you watched this reading or needed this reading. You won't know what your past self was doing, but you also will. For some of you, you'll know your past self was sleeping and waiting. And there wasn't much more you could do, and maybe you did keep trying to go dating, or trying to get dressed and look nice and hope that this one was the one, but your future self knows that they weren't the one, and they were a fucking playboy who's like still a schoolboy, and they had chlamydia and they were sleeping with 7 other people and they had smelly fanny. It's like, you just know that in the future, you will just know that the times when you didn't do something or you didn't take the opportunity was the time when you shouldn't have. And the time when it's going to come through is amazing. Like, what a blessed offer. Like, are you so lucky you actually get this? If you did say no to everything inferior, you'll be in the right position to access the one that you want. So try and stay hopeful, try and stay positive. Try and visualize what you most want. Try and manifest what you most want. And don't get distracted by what you can just pick up really easily right now. Because what you can pick up really easily right now is like junk, honestly, or like herpes or someone else's heroin needle or something. And I do feel like there's somewhere better and something better and someone better. But it's for a waiting period for you to get that. Like, you just have to wait 3 days or 4 days or 3 months, 4 months, 4 years, and then you'll get someone or something beautiful. But the more you try and waste your energy by not sleeping or not resting or not saying no to the junk, you're just not going to be in a position where you can get the great thing. So I do want you to try and pause on things that are not good for you. And it's more important to say your future self wants you to try and pause. try and be clever and think about things, but also do have that openness and you know nothing enough to just let things happen and see if they impress you. But don't be like trying to be impressed by people and things. And it feels time to kind of nurture what is most right for you to nurture. And it feels like that's what is your job right now. It's like your job to just take care of yourself and nurture what you can nurture, and not maybe to go out and play with people and meet people. But for someone that does happen soon, like you do meet someone soon and they are really gorgeous and they are really great. And it is going to take you out of a boring time where you just stay in bed all the time, and you are going to have more fun. And you're going to be flexible and ready to say, actually, yeah, I do want to come out today. Like you're going to be showered and looking good. I'm ready to go first thing in the morning. And I feel like that's good advice for somebody. It's good for you to just get ready and get dressed and be out early and enjoy the daytime, but be ready for bed by the evening. It feels like you should go bed in the evening and be up again early the next day, ready to feel beautiful and do a good job. So I hope you enjoyed the reading. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. Leave me a comment to let me know how it resonated for you. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Check out the other content on my channel if you're interested. And if you'd like a personal reading, get in touch. The information will be below. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye.